Well, guys, it looks like it's that time again. Oh, yeah. Persona 4 Golden.
As someone who was blown away by the original game, this was an incredibly nice surprise recently, as I had not played this enhanced version. Let's just be honest here, this game prints money. It's widely considered one of the best games ever released on the PlayStation Vita, and made Atlus a ton of money when they finally put it on Steam. I am not deep into this bigger, badder game, but the differences I have seen from the original are quite satisfying, and no spoilers here, but I love the new additions I have seen come to light early on. If you haven't played this and you're a Persona fan, do yourself a huge favor and get your hands on this one as soon as you can. And if you haven't tried the Persona games, this one or Persona 5 Royal would welcome you with open arms. Locke's Quest. This is a tower defense style game that was released on the Nintendo DS in September of 2008, but was eventually remastered and ported to the PS4, Xbox One, and PC in May of 2017. This is a title that no one talks about, and that's not really surprising since not many were waiting for this title to re-emerge from the depths of its original release 10 years prior. I have to admit I was pleasantly surprised by this game, as I didn't know what I was getting into with it until I popped it into my console. This is not a deep title from what I've played, as the story and representation are not what I would call masterpieces, but it's been a while since I played a tower defense game. If this is your kind of game and you missed this, give this a try, as it's typically very, very cheap. Yakuza, Like a Dragon. I'm a bit late to the party on this game, and I picked up the PS5 version only a couple weeks prior to the filming of this video. At 15 hours in, I'm really impressed with what they tried to do with this experience. I really like the main character, and his plight tells a great story. At first I found the main story party members to feel a little generic, and then I soon realized how much I liked them. This game will make you smile, laugh, and make you feel really connected with the characters as you go through it, to my surprise. It was obviously a huge risk of Sega to go with this alternate turn-based JRPG style, as many games are getting away from that turn-based style overall. And it turns out that it's been a huge success, as they will continue making them in this style in the future. For those wondering, Sega is still going to make other Yakuza games in the action style, so that's not dead. The PS5 version looks very nice, but Sega clearly did not refine it much, with some graphical oddities, which may be the fault of the engine they're using, but that's a guess. It does look overall better than on the PS4 from what I can tell. I would say play this at your soonest opportunity. Here we go. Langrisser 1 and 2. I was a huge fan of Warsong on the Sega Genesis from the 90s, and I didn't know that Warsong was actually Langrisser in disguise for many years. The music of that game was superb. The tactical combat and battle cutscenes were fun and kept you wanting more. This remake lets you switch art styles, which is very cool, and the game plays very much how I remembered it from years ago. Some people have argued that the graphics in this game are basically mobile style and that they're off-putting somehow, but they don't bother me one bit. The game looks and sounds great, though if you're a fan of the original North American release of Warsong, you will notice the characters' names are quite different. The game plays great, and I'm happy that NIS brought this to us. Tales of Hearts R. I only recently got a PlayStation Vita and also a PlayStation TV, so I'm trying to road test them both, and so far so good. Tales of Hearts R, I believe, still to this day has not been released anywhere else other than this Sony handheld, so if you're looking for this in other places, my response in general, without disrespect, is good luck. Tales of Hearts R is around the $100+ range, but that may settle some as the Vita store is no longer closing, at least around the time of this video. The original Tales of Hearts was released in Japan in 2008 for the DS, and then we received this one in the West 5 years later, which is quite the wait. As of its creation, this is the 11th game in the Tales series, and is another JRPG I haven't gotten into the depths of yet, but it is really charming, and I feel this was a great purchase overall. I have a limited experience with Tales games on the whole, but the action style of this game feels great on the Vita. If you like the Tales games and miss this, from what I've seen so far, get your hands on this as soon as you can. Blue Reflection. Not only is this game a strange outlier in the Koei/Tecmo/Gust games, but it has become one that has become dauntingly expensive. Despite it not reviewing that well at release, the critical reception must have been fairly good overall, as an anime television series spin-off named Blue Reflection Ray premiered in April of 2021, and 2 new games were announced. Blue Reflection Second Light, a console-based sequel for PS4, Switch, and PC, will be coming to North America, and Blue Reflection Sun, a Japanese-exclusive mobile game, have been announced. Not bad for a JRPG many have never heard of. The game is the final one in Gust's, quote, Beautiful Girls Festival project, which also includes Atelier Firis and Knights of Azure 2. And the game is also inspired by Magic Knight Rayearth and Sailor Moon. What a combination. Reviews be damned, because 8 hours in and I'm still enjoying it. It does have the Persona school aspects woven in, but not nearly as deep or refined, and that is meshed with a turn-based battle system, which I do appreciate. I really like the battle music and flow of the fights, so overall I'd say try this out if it sounds of interest. The body of this game may not be for everyone, but this may be a good chance to take for some if you can get this for a reasonable price, as even PAL copies are starting to get expensive. Thanks for everybody coming to check out this video. I finally recently finished Persona 5 Royal, and what a masterpiece in my opinion. That game had a tremendous impact on me. My final playtime, which does not include any New Game Plus sort of stuff, so that's a whole nother bag of stuff in its own, 163 hours and 18 minutes. I've never played an RPG that's anywhere near that long, especially one that has a beginning, middle, and end, for all intents and purposes. So now I can finally spend more time on some of the games in this list, as well as other ones that I think you'll be probably seeing more coverage of here soon. Thanks again, and I think you'll be seeing me again. Oh yeah!